Microphone check 1 2 1 2. Hit me with a bruh if you can hear me. Come on, my man. S Smooth in the building. Appreciate you for tuning in. We are working with Ether channels today. I know we've done Ether channels a couple times on this, but y'all know I'm trying to cover everything that I put in my little spreadsheet here. If you have EVE-NG or GNS3 or whatever, go ahead and cable up them bad boys just like this right here. One distribution switch to the left right here with my little thicker marker. Put different color. Distribution switch over here, second distribution switch right here, and then we got an access layer switch right here. 4 links in between those two, and then 2 between these, right? Go ahead and cable them up just like that. We are going to be using the CCNP ENCOR lab manual. This guy right here. I don't know if y'all familiar with that, but y'all know I have mixed feelings. I've been getting mixed reactions about this book, but I went ahead and got it anyway and said I'm gonna try to work off of it. And what else am I gonna say about that? We're gonna do the implement EtherChannel lab. If we do got time, maybe we'll do the tune and optimize EtherChannel operations one. But that's a different, slightly different topology. So that's going to require me to, recable things up. So we'll see how it goes if I'm in a mood to do all of that right now. I'll give y'all some time. Anyways, this, again, is the spreadsheet that we're using. If you are tuned in for the first time on my channel, we got Morningstar in the building. Appreciate you for tuning in. We got Kobe in the building. Appreciate all you guys for tuning in. Again, if this is the first time you are tuned into this channel, this is a spreadsheet we are using. Kind of like the study guide that I created for the ENCOR exam. Now, I don't have to take the ENCOR exam, and you're probably wondering, why the hell are you studying for an exam you're not taking? Well, again, it is because I already took the route and switch exam before Cisco changed up their stuff. So, and then they introduced a whole bunch of new topics on the ENCOR exam. So I'm studying up a lot of that stuff, and then I'm going to go study for the the NRC exam, which is what is the elective I need to take. So, again, if this is the first time you're tuned in, make sure you subscribe to my channel, hit that like button, and I will invite you to my Discord server. And from there, move that bad boy out of the way, you can get a copy of the spreadsheet. So, and I believe you, the guys, all you guys over here, and all you people in this chat room, I believe you already have this spreadsheet. But if not, just join the Discord server, and you can get a copy of that. So, if y'all want to get started, y'all let me know. Again, just drag and drop 3 switches like this. I'm going to go ahead and get started. I usually give it a couple. Let me just give y'all a couple minutes. Let me give y'all a couple minutes. So that way we're doing it all together and stuff. Let's see here. I am using hardware today. Y'all let me know if y'all have any other questions and stuff. News. Let's see what we got in news in the network world. Let's see here. I'm not sure which one of these are very recent or not. Let's go with the top one here. The TPM chip controversy is for Windows 11 is a non-issue for Windows Server. Not too sure what's going on with the TPM chip. Let's see here. By now you probably heard of I haven't heard about the kerfuffle surrounding Windows 11 and its requirement for a trusted platform module chip, which is not standard in the majority of PCs and threatened to leave many Windows 10 users blocked from being upgraded. So if you don't have that TPM chip, I guess you can't. You just gonna have to get a whole nother computer if you want Windows 11. That's crazy. Money, money, money. That's big business, man. Just like Nino Brown say. Normally the issues around a new version of Windows are system requirements, but here the issue is the TPM chip. TPM is a specially designed chip that assists with security surrounding credentials. It ensures the boot code is loaded, such as firmware, OS components that has not been tampered with. It can also encrypt the drive, blah, 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 blah. Those that do not ship with it have it turned off by default, but it is easily activated. It is an issue because Windows clients and Windows servers share a whole lot of code. Close this, man. Come on, man. That's why Patch Tuesday's fixes almost always apply to the Windows 10 client, along with Windows Server 2019 and 2016. So yeah, basically, if you want Windows 11, you're just going to get a whole nother computer if you don't have a TPM chip on your PC. So That's they're having some real hardware requirements there. But anywho, Morningstar is using EVE-NG. Let's see how this goes. Hey, EVE-NG is the wave now, man. But y'all know I love using hardware, man. I got my trusty 3750s. I got my 1841s, but again, today we're just working with layer 2 switches, and we're going to be doing some ether channels. If y'all not familiar with ether channels, it's a way to kind of like, you see how these are like 4 individual links, like just like I have right here. I have 4 individual cables going from that PC to that PC to that PC to that PC. With these little red lines right here, just indicates that it takes all of these 4 links, physical links, and bundles them into one logical link. So it looks like one cable. And this is great because it allows for fault tolerance. So even though this is one cable, one logical interface, if we have, let's say, I don't know, that link right there, that goes down, we still have all of these other links that are connected, and we still have, let's say this is port channel number 10, we still have connectivity from this switch to that switch. So even if this third one goes down, like we got some raccoons or some shit just eating up our cables, we still guess what? We still have 2 cables that are connected for our port channel. So it creates, how we say, redundancy between our switches, right? Because for all of our cables to go down, it's really unlikely for that to happen. Not only that, it does not really increase our bandwidth, believe it or not. You would think, okay, well, if this is let's say this is a 1 gig link, and each of them are 1 gig links, you would think, okay, well, damn, that means I got a 4 gig pipe, right? No, they still actually work as 1 gig right here, 1 gig right here, 1 gig right here, 1 gig right here. So you don't really increase your bandwidth or anything like that. It just essentially turns off spanning tree, for 1, and 2, the fault tolerance that I mentioned with if you have raccoons or shit like they do at my job eating up cables, you still got some remaining cables that'll still have your create redundancy within your topology or whatever. He said, "My trusty Dusty," right? Still scratching my head on that one. Oh, what he said? I did lab 4 on 101 CCNP. Hey, Morningstar, you know what? I'm glad you mentioned that. Y'all know when we did this lab right here. We'll get started in just a second. I usually get started right 10 minutes into the lab, right? When we did this lab, this is what Morningstar was mentioning. Lab number 4 in the 101 Labs Cisco CCNP book. We did pretty good, at least I did, on the ether channels, which we're doing today again. And what else did we do in that lab? There was some other stuff that we did. We did some ether channels. We did some basic setup, the host names and stuff like that. And I can't remember what else we did, but the security portion is where I got kind of tripped up, right? With the VLAN access control list. That was a totally new concept for me. I tried to get through it, but towards the end of the lab, I started getting tired and I was stumbling through the shit. So I said, hey, I'm gonna cut this stream. So we may revisit this lab right here. So don't feel bad, Morningstar. Like I said, I kind of struggled through that stream. If y'all want to see, I think it was the last stream or maybe the stream before that, but I kind of struggled through that lab. I'm gonna revisit it again, so I ain't no shame in my game. But anywho. He said, I did lab 4. My ether channel would not bundle between my distribution switches. It kept saying that the log LACP was not enabled on the remote device, but it was. You can also force ether channel or LACP when not just the desirable and the active and passive commands, right? No, LACP, yeah, you would do active and passive, right, to enable, or you could do active and active, right, to make them bundle into an ether channel, right? You can do, again, active on this side and then active on that side, and it'll form a ether channel for LACP. You could also do active and then passive, and then that'll form an ether channel. Now, not only would these keywords form an LACP ether channel, but you also do the channel protocol, which is the one I think I forgot to show y'all in the stream. If you do channel protocol and then the type of protocol you want to do, like LACP or PAgP, and that'll force that. So you could try that command as well. Smooth said higher throughput as well. Yeah, so I believe higher throughput, you just don't get higher bandwidth like you would think. I tried on as well, and that didn't work either, Morningstar. That's crazy. And also when you're using EVE-NG, y'all know how I feel about the virtualization applications, man. I like my hardware, but anyways, let's go ahead and get started. All this stuff here. All right, so first thing we're going to do, obviously, is maybe some basic stuff. We'll call this guy D1, that's D2, and that's A1, right? Y'all know how to do host names and stuff like that, right? Just basic stuff right here. Switch 1 on mine is going to be, host name is D1 for distribution switch number 1. Switch 2 is going to be distribution switch number 2. Configure terminal, host name D2. And then the last guy is A1 for the access switch, host name A. And I think I haven't been, I know I skipped a couple streams, not A2, A1, right? Let's make sure. Yeah, he's A1. I want to try to get some in, because my daughter be sleeping late on the weekends, so that gives me a little bit of time to get some streaming in on the weekends in the morning. So I'm gonna try to see if I can get up early and try to do some streams in the morning. So we're gonna get caught up on the spreadsheet that we got. So they want us to do host names. They also want us to check the administrative mode and the negotiation of trunking. It says here, if the switches are in their default configuration, disconnection between the two switches defaults to an access port in VLAN 1. So they want us to check the focus on the connections between D1 and A1. D1 and A1. So they want us to take a look at these right here. D1 and A1 right here. They want to look at these right here. Let's so it's gig 105 and gig 106. Mine are fast Ethernet channels, right? So, or ports. Let's go to that guy, D1, and they want us to look at interface 105. That guy right there. Remember the switch port command that I was having issues with? I kept doing show run interface and then switch port. No, it's just show interface and then the interface, which in my case is my interface is different. 105 switch port at the end, and then the administrative mode here is dynamic auto. And what else they want us to check? The negotiation of trunking is set to on. So that means if this side connects to that side, whichever one forces to become a trunk, depending on what this one is set up to be, it'll automatically set up a trunk. Now that sounds, and that's called what? DTP, Dynamic Trunking Protocol, not Ludacris's record label, right? It sounds really convenient for us to have a trunk to automatically form, right? On this, right? Like if we set this up to be trunking, and then that was set to dynamic auto as well, then they'll form a trunk, and they'll be happily ever after, just like this, right? But we don't want that, right? Because we don't want just people just plugging up a switch to another switch and then form a trunk automatically. We don't want that, right? That's a vulnerability on our network, right? So what we want to do is maybe we could hard code one side and turn off DTP with what? Y'all remember how to turn off dynamic trunking protocol? Bruh. Anybody remember? You, sir in the back. How do you turn off DTP? Well, y'all figure that out. Let's look at the other interface switch port. So we check this side. Let's check that side. How you turn off DTP? I think we covered that before already on this channel. Show, no, not D1. Let's go to A1's FA01. So show interface. Are we trunking? Let's see if anybody's trunking. Nobody's trunking yet. Nobody's trunking yet. But if we do one side of trunk, the other side we don't have to force it to trunk. It'll just automatically become a trunk. Like I said, sounds convenient, sounds great and everything like that, but we don't want that. Show interface FAST101 switch port. He's probably set to dynamic auto as well. Yes, he is. Dynamic auto. Negotiation of trunking is on. So if we set this guy to become a trunk, bloop, or the other way, we can do vice versa. Set this guy to become a trunk, bloop. Guess what? They will become a trunk. We don't have to do both sides, right? Professor Black Ops. Shout out to Professor Black Ops with the STIG of the day. If y'all want to get into cybersecurity, I know I'm always shouting out my man, Professor Black Ops, for his. If you want to get into cybersecurity stuff like that, y'all check out his channel. And he usually gives us what's called STIGs of the day. Security Technical Implementation Guides. So it's basically like rules and regulations that companies in the DoD and government need to follow, right? So today's STIG of the day is Cisco switch must enable unidirectional link detection to protect against one-way connections. Physical misconnections can occur that allow a link to appear to be up and mismatched set of transmits. So y'all know what UDLD is, right? It's unidirectional, what is it? Yeah, you already said it. Unidirectional link detection. So let's say let's say usually you'll see this on like a, how do I say, on fiber on a fiber link, right? And I will get back into this part right here, right? Let's say we got, this is one fiber cable, right? And usually you'll have one side connected like this on the cable, and then one side connected like that, right? And this is one whole cable, right? But it's fiber, right? One side is going to be transmitting, the other side is receiving. Let's say the raccoons, like they do it normally at my job, comes over and eats this side, right? Then that means we're going to have only either one side transmitting or one side receiving, depending on which one it is, right? And that could cause a loop to happen on a network, right? Well, UDLD stops that from happening. And that's why, that's one of the, I guess one of the STIGs are for most companies that are implementing that on a network. If we do have something like this that happens, we need to have UDLD to protect our network, to stop loops from happening in the network. And also, yeah, that's the main reason why. That is the main reason why. It stops loops from happening. And also what he says, to allow a link to appear to be up and mismatched. That's another reason why it could happen. Morningstar said thanks. Oh yeah, so anybody remember how to turn off DTP? Nobody answered yet. I believe it's switch port non-negotiate, so that way this guy will not negotiate with the other side to become a trunk. That means we need to make sure, we need to statically configure both sides to become a trunk. And that'll turn off this feature right here, negotiation of trunking. And I think that's what they're going to have us do on the next side. Let's see here. Carefully examining the output of the two switches, you'll see administrative mode is reported as dynamic auto on both sides, which we found. Automatic negotiation trunking is on, which we also found. Change the negotiation, the administrative mode of FA1 to dynamic desirable. No, they don't want us to do that. So they basically want us to make it a trunk. All right, so I guess I was wrong about that. But they wanted us to make, they wanted me to pretty much demonstrate what I was mentioning. It is negotiating of trunking is on. So I guess I'll show you how to automatically set up a trunk, right? Let's go to, they wanted us to do it on FA01. So I'm going to go on this side right here and just do dynamic desirable. And it should most likely set up a trunk. We can verify we have a trunk with show interfaces trunk. That tells us right there no trunk. No trunks are on this port, right? Or on this switch. So we go to global config mode, go to that interface right there, right? FA01. Your interfaces might be different if you're using even G or GNS3 or whatever. 10, hold on. If I could type 0, 1. And then they wanted us to do switch port dynamic desirable. No, what was it? Trying to do it off of, see, non-negotiate is what I thought they was going to have us do. Turn off the dynamic trunking protocol. But they want us to actually set up a trunk dynamically. And it was, oh yeah, mode dynamic desirable. So this is what I was looking for. Where is he at? Where is he at? Right there. The trunking mode right here. So you do mode, question mark, you'll see the types we can do. We can do access port. We can choose it to be a .1Q tunnel, dynamically, private VLAN, or trunk. So statically set up as a trunk. They want us to do dynamic. So we do dynamic, but there's two types. We can do either auto or desirable. Now we set it to auto. I don't think it'll become a trunk. I think it's already set to, pretty much already set to auto in a way. Right there, dynamic auto. Right, so let's just do desirable like he desired us to do, and this should theoretically become a trunk. So notice it's going down. It came back up, so it bounced that ass. Now we do show interfaces trunk. We should theoretically have a trunk created, and yes, we do. Mode is desirable. It is set to ISL. Remember, there's two types of encapsulation: .1Q and ISL. .1Q is the Cisco proprietary one. I'm sorry, ISL is the Cisco proprietary encapsulation, and .1Q is the open standard, meaning you can use it with any vendor, not just Cisco, right? What else can we see here? It is trunking. The native VLAN is 1, and we're allowing all of the VLANs across our trunk, right? These are the ones that are allowed. We didn't create none. We just left it by default. So there's only one VLAN on here. It's VLAN 1, and none are pruned, right? What else they wanted us to do here? Y'all got any questions so far or whatever? D Bizzle said, what lab am I following? So Good question, D Bizzle. Appreciate you for tuning in. I am using this guide right here, Lab 2. I'm sorry, Lab 2. The ENCOR book, CCNP Enterprise Core Networking. ENCOR. It is. You can get this from Cisco Press's website, and we are doing this lab right here, 513. Implement EtherChannel. Now, if I do have time, or if I'm in the mood, maybe I'll keep going with the stream and do tune and optimize the EtherChannel operations. But for now, we're just going to do that lab right there. So that lab right there, 513, in that book right there. And if you want to copy this spreadsheet, make sure you join my Discord server. Hit me with that like button also. Make sure you hit me with that like button, man. I'll be seeing like 200 streams or 200 views on my channel and be like 2 likes on my damn channel. Y'all hit me with that like button, man. Let me go ahead and join this Discord server, and you get a copy of the spreadsheet. Again, it has like YouTube videos. So like basically, this is the all the exam topics from the ENCOR exam, right? So like, say for example, today we're doing EtherChannels, right? And I got a couple YouTube videos from it, from other people, right? From other channels, some from mine as well. Which book, these books right here, and then what lab is in the book that covers EtherChannel. Same thing with this one, Boson Netsim, which Boson, shout out to those guys. They gave me a promotional copy to demo their products on my channel as well. And maybe we'll do that tomorrow. We'll do EtherChannel a lab from the Boson Netsim. And then also Renee Molnar's website, gns3volt.com. He has some labs on EtherChannel, and also these other, just various labs, man. So I added that to that spreadsheet. So if you want to copy this, make sure you join my Discord server. Also, let's go ahead and finish on with the show. The next topic, not topic, but the next thing they wanted us to do, we looked at the trunks. So far we only got this guy trunking, just that port right there, right? They'll probably have us this guy to become a trunk as well, and then make them form on the EtherChannel. Let's see here. DTP datagrams continue to be sent if the port is set statically to trunk mode. However, if the port is set statically to the access mode, both sending and processing DTP datagrams are deactivated. To see this, configure gigabit 106 on D1 with switch port trunk. After a few moments, you should see that A1 automatically negotiated a trunk, which we already did. The time, this time between FA02 and 106. So, okay, they want us to now basically get this guy to form a trunk from that side. Remember, we did it on this side, and that made this become a trunk. Now they want us to do it on this side to make this side to become a trunk. And then we'll have 2 trunks, right? Like 2 elephants walking around here. So let's go ahead, and after a few moments, okay, so we'll do that. Go to global config mode on D1. Where's D1? Where you at? Where you at, D1? Right there. Global config mode, and you'll notice that port went down and came up as well. Let's see if he's trunking. Most likely he is, but I want to show y'all anyway. Show interface is trunk, and there he is right there. ISL trunking. I thought they would have told us. Did they tell us to put it in .1Q? Because we normally don't work with. Let's see. Yeah, they didn't tell us to put it in .1Q. I left it by default as ISL link. They didn't tell us to change that, but I'm gonna leave it as is. We'll see. We'll see what we're working with. Go to gig 106 or interface FA 106 in my case. 106. And they want us to hard code this side as a trunk. That side is a trunk. And that'll make this side automatically become a trunk as well. You'll see we didn't have to do both sides. You just do one side, right? Switch port. You can't do, I'm gonna show you something. If I do mode trunk automatically, it's gonna say, hey, you gotta change the encapsulation. Now we gotta actually pick an encapsulation mode. So let's do ISL. Because we already did that side ISL. So if we do .1Q on this side, that means we have 2 types of encapsulation once we forward this trunk. I don't think it'll work that way. We should experiment and see. But nah, I ain't gonna fuck with it. let's just put it in not .1Q, but .ISL. So switch port, trunk, encapsulation, and you have 2 options, right? 3 options actually. .1Q, ISL, and negotiate. We'll do let's do negotiate. I've never seen how that works. Let's do negotiate. And now let's do a trunk. Switch port mode trunk. Can't do that. It was already set to that. So now let's do this. Instead of negotiate, let's do ISL. I'm glad I saw that. So this was, it was already set to negotiate. Now we have to actually pick an encapsulation. And that's why we got this error right here. Command rejected. This is what labbing is all about. Cause see, I didn't ever really mess with the negotiate side. Now I know what happened, right? So switch port mode trunk, and we should see it at least come down and come back up, right? Yep, went down, came back up, bounced that ass. Now let's see if we're trunking on this side. Show interface is trunk. We should have two ports trunking, right? I didn't do that. Show interfaces trunk. Y'all run me with that like button, man. Run me with that like button, man. And make sure you subscribe. See, there it is right there. FA106, right? Which is this side right here, right? I know it says G, but mine is fast Ethernet, right? Sorry, I can't afford gigabit ports. 106 mode is set to on. It is ISL. That side has an N because it negotiated from this side. But this side, we hard-coded it as a trunk. We hard-coded it as a trunk as ISL. That's why it doesn't have an N on this side. And we left all this other stuff by default. And like we said, we got two ports trunking. So this port's trunking and this port's trunking. Sorry for all my squiggly lines there. He said, "I got you, bro. I like that spreadsheet. Nice. Yeah. So make sure you join my Discord server and then go in the chat room. You'll see a copy of that spreadsheet and it give you all the stuff that I'm gonna try to cover. Like I said, I don't have to take this exam, but I'm just like, yeah, I just love this stuff, man. So keep it consistent. Use ISL. Yes, exactly, Morningstar. Great minds think alike. I like that. See that? I could have fucked it up by having two different encapsulation modes, and yeah, it would have really screwed it up, man. What else they want us to do here? DTP is not secure, which means that a device could send false DTP packets and cause a switch port to become an unauthorized trunk port, which is what I was mentioning at the beginning of the stream. We don't want just people just plugging stuff up and then just forming trunks all willy-nilly on our network. We want to harden our devices on our network by actually having them statically form a trunk, which is what we did. It is best practice to set the mode statically and deactivate the DTP trunking, a DTP protocol on the port. I can't even fucking read. On the port using the command switch port non-negotiate, which is what I was mentioning about 10 minutes ago. This command is necessary only for trunk ports. So they want us to do, but before we do that, they want us to shut it down. So let's go ahead and shut those ports down. It'll bring the trunk down. Global config mode, interface range, right? So we can do both at the same time. FAST105 through 6. Can you do space like that? Yes, you can. Okay, cool. Y'all know I am fascinated by this, right? Because both on NetSim, you couldn't do the range without spacing it out like this, right? On Cisco iOS, apparently you can do it both ways. I don't know, just a little nitty. Just nitpicking right now. So let's shut these ports down, and then they want us to have it non-negotiate, so that way it's not, like I said, it won't negotiate if somebody plugs up or anything, and just form a trunk automatically. So switch port non-negotiate. This is what I'm mentioning. Command rejected. Can't do that. Why is that? Let's see. Because we have one side non-negotiate and the other side dynamic, so we need to fix that. Is that what they wanted us to do too? Let's see. Let's see if they intentionally steered us the wrong way. We have to statically set it as a trunk, is what it is. So no, I was missing that. So switch port mode trunk. Can't do that. Let's go to the other side and do it on access layer 1. No, they wanted us to do it on D1. Let's see what they did. Let's see what they did. Trunk command. So if it's trunk, dynamic desirable. We did not negotiate. Let's see. Oh, because we didn't hard code the encapsulation. So let's do that. Switch port trunk encapsulation ISL, and then switch port mode trunk. Now let's try to switch port non-negotiate. And there you go. That's what we was looking for. Y'all see? So remember, the other side negotiated the encapsulation side. It said, yeah, let's become a trunk, and we'll default to ISL because these are Cisco switches. So we had to hard code the ISL side, then statically set it as a trunk, and then do non-negotiate. And that's the reason why. So now we can bring this side back up, and then we'll take a look at the access layer side, which is this side right here. Remember, D1 distribution layer, A1 access layer. No shut. Make sure y'all subscribe too, man. Once I reach 5,000 subscribers, my goal is to get to that by the end of the summer. I'm going to be giving away, yes, Boson NetSim, copies of it. Like I said, the good folks at Boson gifted me with promotional copies of Boson NetSim, and that is going to be my giveaway. So y'all help me, you know, hit me with that HBO special, man. Help a brother out, man. Show interfaces trunk. We're trunking on both sides. What else they wanted us to check? We hard coded. Remember that N was there? Now it's not, because it's not negotiating the encapsulation. We hard coded it as an ISL trunk, so that's why that N disappeared. They wanted us to go on the access layer side and do the same thing and check the operational mode. So in other words, you know that switch port command that I did? They want us to check that side right there. So let's go to A1 and see what we ran so far. Let's see. I did show interface trunk there last time, right? Switch port. What do we do? Switch port, switch port, switch port, switch port, switch port. And it was last time. It is still set to static access, but I don't know what they're pointing that out for. Oh, because it is trunking. So, but why does it still say that, right? Show interfaces trunk. See there? So we have to actually hard code this side as a trunk. Remember, we had a trunk. Didn't we have a trunk? Yeah, we did have a trunk. We did have a trunk on this side. But because we hard coded this side as a trunk, and it's now non-negotiating, that pretty much took the trunk down. Remember, we had interface to trunk here, right here. FA01 was trunking. So let's do that. Let's hard code this side as a trunk, right? Show run interface. Let's do FA10. Y'all know I don't like to do that. That'll give us all the answers, but I'll show you anyway. FAST interface FAST 10. What was it? 5 and 6. 5. See, no configuration, and 6 has none either. So we need to go to global config mode and FA. Let's do both sides. Interface range FAST 1005. I said 5 through 6. Switch port mode trunk. We got to do the encapsulation. So switch port trunk encapsulation ISL. Switch port mode trunk. Switch port non-negotiate. Go ahead and bounce that ass. Is it because, let's see, we should have shut it down first. We should have shut it down. Show interfaces trunk. Are we trunking now? No, we're not. Let's see. Show interfaces trunk. Trunk. Let's see what we got. We'll see what we got. Let's see what we got. I'm probably steering off here. That's probably what I'm doing. Let's see. Let's do this. Show run interface FAST 1005. Non-negotiate, and the other side non-negotiating. So let's see here. You can use the damn. Wait, go back. You have to change the link to desirable on the 106. I didn't do that on D1. Really? That was, let's see. I didn't touch D2. I'm glad I didn't do that. So let's see. Desirable. Oh, okay. So we have it on. That's why. That's what we were saying. So when you want to form a trunk, I'm glad you pointed that out. you can have one side that's on, the other side got to be on as well. But we turned that off, non-negotiating. So we have to put either both sides to be desirable, or what is another way? Or both sides to be on. So let's do this. Let's see. So interface FAST 105. Right? Switch port. ISL. Negotiation of trunking on. I mean off. We wanted the mode to be desirable. But see, here's the thing. I'm steering off of I'm just creating my own port, my own trunks here. Let's do this. Let's do one side to become a desirable, like you said. Even though they said non-negotiate. Non-negotiate and then we're gonna have to do D2 and A1 right after that. So hold on, y'all. Yeah, they didn't ask me to do that, but I'll do it just because you said. So non-negotiate. Strong. Okay, so let's go to 5 and 6 on this side. D1 interface range FAST 1005 through 6 switch port mode or switch port trunk desirable, right? But see, yeah, they didn't ask me to do all of that. Yeah, see, now I'm veering off of what they asked for. So let's do this. They wanted me to shut down all these other ports, so I'm not going to do all of that either. Now negotiate between D2 and A1. Verify the trunk system on switch port non-negotiate. 5 and 6 on D2. Oh, they went on D2. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Let's do this. Go to D2. They did non-negotiate on this side. This side is non-negotiating. So that is where between D2 and A1. 5 and 6. Okay. Let's go to 5 and 6 on this side, D2. FAST 5 and 6. 5 through 6. Mode trunk. Encapsulation dot. I'm gonna do .1Q trunk on this side. Let's mix it up. And then 3 and 4 on this side. We can hard code that side as a trunk as well. Switch port. Let's do that. Let's go to A1, 3 and 4. And I hope I cabled this up just right too. Because if the cables are wrong, this is all jacked up. But I'm pretty sure I cabled this up. When was this? I believe Thursday when I canceled my stream. I cabled it up and then I just left it on because I had some stuff to do. So what was this side? A1, 3 and 4. So 3 through 4, right? We'll hard code this as a trunk as well, but we'll use .1Q. Trunk, encapsulation, .1Q, switch port, mode, trunk. And then this side should automatically become a trunk. Going down, came back up. So now we should see those form a trunk. So interfaces trunk. And now we're trunking, right? So on, this side is trunking. I still need to come back and do this side right here because I don't remember what I did. I think it was because I was looking at the steps for this side on this side, just going ahead of myself, asking y'all to like and subscribe and shit. And lost my train of thought. All right, so the next step. So this guy, we know for a fact we got a trunk here. We're gonna form an ether channel right here. That's what these symbols right here to let us know. We're gonna form an ether channel between these two, and we'll get that to that in a second. Matter of fact, let's do that right now because that's the next step. Configure and verify a static ether channel link between D2 bloop, and A1 bloop. So we'll fix that side. We'll fix the other side in a minute. Let's go back to D2 and create our port channel, right? So go to global config mode. We say interface range FAST. What was that? 5 and 6. All right, so interface FAST 1005 through 6. And y'all remember, to me, as a matter of fact, I know I mentioned that it's best practice to shut it down when you're working with port channels and stuff like that. I used to do this at work a lot too, trying to change the protocol and do all of that stuff when the interface, the physical interface is up, is best practice. And I remember watching a CBT Nuggets video. I believe Keith Barker also mentioned that it is best practice to shut down the physical interfaces. And I thought it was just me, but he said it as well. So we'll shut these ports down. That's going to bring the trunk down also that we just created. And we'll create the port channel with what? The channel group 1 command, right? So channel group 1. We can pick any number here, right? And it'll create that port channel. So we said, if we question mark, you'll see we can do 1 through 48 port channels, right? I'll just do 1 like what they did. And we say mode. And then this lets us know what type we can do. If we do active, it'll enable LACP. The other side would have to be either passive or what was the other ones? I think that's it. Or you can do another active. So we can do active on this side and active on that side. Or we can do passive on this side and active on that side, or vice versa. But we can't, if we do auto and desirable, that will form a PAgP trunk, which is Cisco proprietary. And this right here is open standard, meaning you can use it on other vendors other than just Cisco, right? So what they wanted us to do, let's see what they said. They wanted us to create a static ether channel with the on right here, on command. That enables ether channel only. So it's not, it's a static ether channel, right? Port channel, I believe, is the, how do I say? I don't want to say marketing term for Cisco with ether channels and stuff like that. So there's like, we say ether channel and port channel, those words are synonymous with each other, right? But one of them is the is like the marketing term, and one was actually owned by Cisco. So but they wanted us to do on, which doesn't do LACP or PAgP. It just forms an ether channel. And I believe port channel is the name that Cisco came up with. So let me see what y'all said. Switchport mode trunk encapsulation ISL does not work in EVE-NG. Aww. I'm sorry, but that's only because Morningstar. That's only because when they came up with the new versions of iOS, so iOS XE and stuff like that, they got rid of all of that. So .1Q is an open standard, and you can use it on. That's becoming the norm. So they got rid of the whole ISL thing. That's probably the reason why it don't work. It's not that you got like a heathen version of EVE-NG or anything like that. It's just that this is a really old command, and I got some trusty dusty switches, so don't feel bad or anything like that. So back to what I was saying. So we're gonna do mode on this side. That should form the port channel right here. And that's the message we got there. Creating port channel, interface port channel 1. We'll verify that with what? Show interfaces status. Show interfaces status. And it's probably down because we turned down the physical interfaces. Right? So where's he at? There he is, right there. Port channel 1. Not connected. So I guess I meant show IP interface brief. That gives us the line protocol. So IP interface brief. Let's just do, no, we'll just leave it as is. show IP interface brief, and then we'll go to port channel 1, and we'll see the port channel is down, right? Why? Because the physical interfaces, these guys right here, bloop, bloop, I shut them down, remember? And like I said, I just like to do that when I'm working with port channels. So, but feel free to work with it with them up. Yes, it only works with encapsulation.1q trunk mode. No worries, I caught up. Okay, yep, that's exactly why. So, like I said, ISL is just going by the wayside. Don't even worry about that. Where are we at here? They wanted us to do, next thing they wanted us to do is pretty much do the other side. So we did channel group 1 on this side. Now we got to do channel group 1 on that side and do on. We already did on here. We got to do on here, and then we'll bring it back up, and hopefully our port channel comes up, right? Back to, what was that side? A1, and we'll do 03 and 04, right? So 03, we're still doing the trunking. We haven't done the ether channel yet, right? Oh, I guess this is the ether channel. What am I thinking? A1 is here, and notice this side is down, right? Because we turned this side down. Bloop, bloop. Go to global config mode, interface range 103 through 4. What am I thinking? Interfaces and interface range FAST. I'm thinking too fast, y'all. What am I doing here? Interface range FAST 103 through 4. Jesus, man. Channel group 1 mode, and they said on both sides, right? And they'll probably have us do another type of port channel here. So right here, we're doing just a plain old static ether channel, right? They'll probably have us do PAgP on this side and then LACP on that side. Who knows? We'll see. We'll see when we get there. We'll cross the bridge when we get to the water, right? Channel group 1 mode on. I think that's correct. Now we created that port channel, right? It wasn't there before. I wish I would have showed y'all anyway, but one of my favorite commands to check ether channel too is show ether channel summary, and we'll see we created port channel 1, but we have an S and a D there. We look at the top of the legend, we'll see that the D means that it's down, and the S means it's layer 2. It'll be layer 3 if we have like an IP address and stuff like that on it, and did the no switch port command. But right now we're working with layer 2 ether channels. I believe we did layer 3 ether channels last week. I don't know. Just go on my channel, y'all see. So the next thing they wanted us to do, I guess we could just bring the other side up. Oh yeah, they want us to run this command. Hey, look at there. They want us to run the show ether channel summary command, which I just showed y'all. Let's go ahead and bring this side up. We'll bring this side here up. Hopefully our port channel will come up, right? We'll go to D2, global config mode, interface PO1, no shut, no hut. Get on our knees, pray to the network gods, and hope we have some kind of maybe we got to have the port channel trunking as well, don't we? Let's see what we got here. Nope, our prayers are not being answered. So let's see what's going on with port channel 1. We did a no shut. Oh, you know what? Port channel 1 was not shut down. It was the physical interfaces that's associated with that is down. This right here. 5 and 6 were down. So let me show y'all again real quick. Right? Even though it says down, it was not administratively down. So this no shut that I'm doing right here, it wasn't administratively down. So we didn't force it down. What's down is the physical interfaces that is associated with port channel 1. And I'll show y'all. This is why we need to run our show commands, right? So show ether channel summary. And we'll see 5 is down, 6 is down. Therefore, PO1 is down. So we need to bring these two guys, the physical interfaces that are up, and then our logical interface PO1 should theoretically come back up. So let's go to D2, right, on this side, and bring up these interfaces right here, G05 and G06, and then our whole ether channel should come up, right? Get rid of all this shit right here. Y'all run me my likes, man. Run me my likes, please, man. Please. We got Osiris in the building. Osiris25, appreciate you for tuning in. Isn't that like sun goddess? Isn't that what that is? The Egyptian sun goddess? Yeah, let me know. But appreciate you for tuning in. So interface range FAST 105 through 6 range. I forgot the range command. What's wrong with me, man? What's wrong with me, y'all? No shut get on our knees, pray to the network gods, and hope our prayers get answered. There it is. So the physical interfaces are coming back up. We should theoretically see the port channel come back up. It did. We got some smart client insight. See, this is why you got to shut some of this shit down. This can be a vulnerability, actually. As a matter of fact, at my job, I got to disable this right here. No VStack. It does like some auto install shit, and it's basically a hole in your network. So I gotta like go on the entire layer 2 network of my job and turn this feature off because this is like some automated shit. So if anybody's really smart and knows how to hack into layer 2 networks and stuff like that, that is pretty much a hole in your network. So look that up. 5.6 came up, and then P01 came up. Now we do show EtherChannel summary real quick. And we got a P this time. What does that stand for? The port is bundled in the port channel. So 5 and 6, right? This interface right here, 5 and 6 have been bundled into that port channel, which is P01, right? Let's go on the other side just to verify, which was, we're going to go on this side to verify right here. So 3 and 4 theoretically should be in that port channel right there, right? Right? So go to, where we at? Where you at? D1? Is that D1? No, that's A1, my bad. A1. Show, and we already see these little sysmog messages. Let us know it came up anyway. Plus this little vulnerability right here. Show EtherChannel sum, and there it is right there. We got a P and a P there, right? And then the S and a U, that's something else to take note of. Take note of these flags right here. The S lets us know it is what? Layer 2. Y'all know why they did that, right? You would think layer 2, what does that have to do with the S? Well, they ran out of S because the S means suspended here. The capital, lowercase s. So they couldn't do anything else, and they just made that. There's another S somewhere in here, isn't there? Thought they pretty much, yeah, they couldn't use it. So, and then the U right here lets us know it is capital U now, in use. So we got a port channel here. I think we got to do this side right here, and we need to fix this shit that I was fucking up at the beginning of the stream here. We'll figure that out though. Let's see. God of Afterlife. Okay, that's what's up. God of Afterlife. I don't know why I thought. Oh, yeah, I knew it was some kind of like an Egyptian god, but I thought it was goddess rather. That's what's up. I thought it was a sun god. Let's see. Where we at? So we did the show EtherChannel summary a bunch of times. They want us to look at show spanning tree. So here's the other thing about port channels, right? Essentially, you turn it off spanning tree. You would think, oh shit, that could be catastrophic on our network, right? Not really. And I'll tell you why. Now, if this was not a port channel, let pretend these are not here, right? And these are just two individual links, just like this right here, right? We got this link right here and that link right here, right? We're smart network engineers. We'll have the spanning tree turned on here, right? Why? Because we have two redundant links right here, right? But one of these need to be blocked because we can cause a loop on our network. It is probably, and I should have checked at the beginning, this side or maybe that side, but one of them is going to be blocked. So that way we do not have a loop on our network because there's redundancy there, right? But that's because that's two physical interfaces, right? Two physical cables, just like this right here, right? But when we created a port channel, guess what? It created one logical interface. So it looks like it's one big ass cable going from here to here, right? So therefore, spanning tree is not needed when we create the port channel, just like this right here. That's why they're having us run the show spanning tree to, I guess, pretty much look at what happened in spanning tree, right? So we'll look at how they see what they wanted us to do. They want us to go on the access layer side, which we're already on. Show span, and let's see what we got so far. VLAN 1. We only have one VLAN here, right? What did they want us to see here? It's the IOSL. iOS V layer 2 supports ISL. Yeah, I don't know which version of iOS she is using, but like I mentioned, it is an older protocol, so don't need necessarily need it. Not that you don't need it, but no, I got some old ass switches. So they have the this switch is the root. Is this a switch root? No, it's not. It is not. But we do have two interfaces that are forwarding, FA101 and 102. So let's see here. Hold up. It wouldn't have been. It should have been 3 and 4. That's interesting. I thought we put 3 and 4. Let me see. Let me make sure And we put 3 and 4 on that. Okay, so yeah, like I mentioned, spanning tree is essentially turned off here, but we got here, this is our root port to the switch, the root switch. So this now is our root port. It's even in green for y'all. This is our root port to the switch. To the root switch. Let's see what the root switch is. It's probably for VLAN 1. Let's see. Let's see if we can figure that out. So let's go to see if D2, he's probably the root switch. If not, then obviously it's probably gonna be this one using process of elimination, right? So D2, show span. Is he the root? Yes, he is. He is the root bridge. So, and that is our root port to get to the root bridge using this big ass green root right there, right? So port channel 1 is our root port to the root bridge. Then they want us to make a change to the ether channel. Oh Lord, this sounds catastrophic right here. With very few exceptions, changes to the ether channel configuration, whether a negotiation protocol is used or not, must be made at the port channel level. Changes you make directly to a member of interfaces of the port channel may create synchronization issues. This will cause the group to fail or underperform, which is why, like I said, I like to shut down the physical interfaces before I start working on the port channel. So what they want us to do is change the native VLAN. They didn't have us shut it down. They just want us to change the native VLAN and then do show interfaces trunk. So we know that we should have within that big ass root. Did we set? I believe, yeah, we set those guys to trunk, right? So let's see. Let's go to A1 and see who's trunking. Show interfaces. Nah, that's D1. That's D2. That's D2. I want to go to A1 and see who's trunking. A1 is over here. Show interfaces trunk. And we have port channel 1 is now trunking, right? So I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. So we just have one trunk now. Remember last time we had, how many trunks we had? We had these guys, 3 and 4 trunking. Now we look for the trunk, check for the trunk. We have just, remember it was 3 and 4. Now we just have one, like I said, one logical big ass port that's trunking. So now they want us again change the native VLAN. He said, let's see, at the very least, I've had DTP negotiated as DTP defaults to negotiating ISL. If neither side defines 82.1q, it is as a static encapsulation. However, haven't ever needed to manually set it though I imagine it can be set. If DTP can negotiate it, yep, just check. You can set it manually on iOS v2. So again, I'm using, what version am I using? Version 15.2, I believe. So the version of iOS I'm using is 15.2 SE11. This guy right here. So again, this is physical hardware, so it supports pretty much, I ain't say all the features, but again, these are older switches, so it supports both ISL and .1q. So let's go to the port channel on A1 and change the data VLAN on that guy, right? A1. I like the sound of this without shutting it down, but that's what they having us do. Whatever. Interface PO1. What they wanted us to change it to. Switch port. Is it trunk native? Trunk native? Yes, trunk native VLAN. 999 is what they wanted. 999, right? And then they want us to see who's trunking and what happens, right? So let's look at what it looked like before when we were trunking. The native VLAN was 1, right? So I would think this would cause a native VLAN mismatch, right? If this side is 999 and this side is set to 1. What's D2? Let's see. D2. What is his native VLAN? He's probably going to say that too, right? Show interfaces. Is it trunk to see the native VLAN? Yes, native VLAN is 1. What happens if we do just one side? Anybody want to take a guess? If we just do one side? Because I don't know. I don't know. What if I just do one side? Will we get a native VLAN mismatch? Anybody know? No, I really don't know. I really don't know. We're experimenting here. That's what labbing is about, right? Lab every day. Fuck it, let's do it. Let's do it before anybody says anything. We are in interface port 1. We did, oh, I didn't do it yet. So switch port, trunk, native, VLAN, 999. Before I press the red button, boop. 999 was not found. It's now creating the VLAN 999. Did it create it? It looks like I have to create it. No, I can't create. I don't have to create it because, let's see, do show VLAN brief. Let's see. When we did that, we changed the native VLAN, but we didn't create the VLAN yet. And they didn't ask us to create it, so we did not get a native VLAN mismatch. That's interesting. Interesting. We got, let's see, let's check D1 and see, or D2, let's see, that didn't change his side, that didn't change his side. He's probably still going to be native VLAN 1, right? Let's see, let's see. Show interfaces trunk, TRUNK, it looks like I'm lazy to type today, right? Native VLAN is set to 1. That's interesting. I would have thought we'd have got a native VLAN mismatch, but doesn't look like it. PO1, yeah. And he is trunking. Native VLAN 1, 99 on the other side. It is what it is. All right, so now it wants to implement EtherChannel. So we did an EtherChannel, a static EtherChannel on this side. Now they're going to have us set an EtherChannel using PAgP, which is another protocol, oh, my bad. Y'all can hear that, can't y'all? It is another type of EtherChannel protocol. And I think they're going to have us do it on this side, right? Let's see. On A1, nope, they don't. They don't. They want us to do it on this side, the broken side. So I might have to fix this side right here. So let's see. In this part, you will configure EtherChannel using PAgP. Blah, 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 blah. PAgP can be configured for non-silent operation. Normally, PAgP operates in silent mode and will add interfaces to a bundle without having received PAgP packets from the connected device. An example might be when you are connecting a PAgP bundle to a file server. The file server is not sending traffic, and so the bundle will never be formed. Silent mode, which is the default, will allow the switch to build and use the bundle. The recommended configuration is to add the non-silent option when building connections between PAgP capable devices. That's interesting. But you know what? Before we do all of that, we still need to verify. It says here, yeah, verify the trunks are still working, and I don't think these trunks are working. We broke them. Let's take a look at what we got here. Let's go to D1, 5, and 6. D1. So we're gonna go on this side right here. D1, and look at those ports right there. 5 and 6. Morningstar mentioned we needed to do one side desirable, right? Maybe at least both sides is desirable to see to make a trunk, because we did something wrong. That side is on. The other side should theoretically be on as well to make it a trunk, right? So we got 5 and 6, says it's trunking, but we go to the other side, A1, not 5 and 6, but 1 and 2. So this side is good to go on the trunk. Bloop. But that side, bloop, is not. Let's fix that. It said verify if trunks is still working. Shit, we broke them at the beginning of the stream. A1. Where's A1? Where's A1? A1 is over. Is that A1? Yes, it is. Show interfaces trunk. And we needed, let's see. We only got PO1. So only this side is trunking. That's good to go. So we were good there. And we created an EtherChannel there. So that's good. We need to look at 1 and 2. FA102. Show run interface FA102. 102. We have nothing on there. And then 101. Dynamic desirable. Let's do this. They didn't ask us to do that, so let's just make our configs match, because I wasn't sure. I think I might have mixed and matched the directions here. And while I was trying to form the trunk here, and then it looked on this side, and that's when I think I jacked it all up. So let's just make them match. In order to form an Ether channel, there's several things that got to match on both sides, right? This side and that side. Duplex and speed, which we haven't touched, they're set by default, so that's gonna match. VLANs, if we set it, We didn't touch that. That's got to match. There's something else that needs to match. The type of, like, the keywords you use for the protocol. So obviously, if one side is LACP, the other side need to be LACP. What do they want us to do on this side? I believe PAgP, right? So that means either it needs to be that don't make sense. So auto and desirable on one side, or auto on one side. I'll show you. Let me explain it. It's better. That's why I got this. Auto on one side, which actually we have desirable on this side. The other side needs to be auto. Or we could do desirable on this side and then desirable on this side, and that should theoretically perform create a trunk, right? So let's see what we got on the other side. Let's look at this side first. D1. Where you at, D1? D2. Oh, look at that. We got some what do we do here? He said it will be suspended. So we suspended our port channel. Interesting. Got some troubleshooting to do here. Let's see. He said you might want to check whether the native VLAN actually got sent to VLAN 99. That's probably why this came down anyway. No. It's not compatible and will be suspended. That could be too. I see why we had gotten confused. The instructor didn't say that each port must be in .1Q mode. That's why we are in ISL mode. Initially, the instructions were not clear. I know. That's why I got mixed. I got mixed feelings about this book here, but I'm gonna run with it. LACP is active and passive. PAgP is desirable and auto. Correct. Exactly. Static EtherChannel is on. Yep. Exactly. So those last three that Morningstar mentioned, that's what I was trying to explain, which I think I did. Let's see here. Something came down. Probably because of that native VLAN that we put in. Anybody want to know? Anybody want to? We'll troubleshoot that later, man. Now we all jacked it all up here. Look at that. Show interfaces. So our port channel probably came down, right? See there? D2. That came down. I don't know if it's because of that native VLAN mismatch, though. That's what I'm thinking. That's why I thought something was going to break with that. But we'll see. Let's go to this side in the meantime. I want to get rid of that. Just to fix that. But we'll go to the other side. Let's go to D1. D1. And they wanted us to do channel group 2 mode desirable non-silent, which is what I was mentioning. Do non-silent mode. Actually, we need to fix our trunks first. Let's do that. Let's fix our trunks. D1. Show run interface 5 and 6. I should default those interfaces, man. FAST 105. We got ISL on that side, and then 6 on that side. Non-negotiate. So let's I want to move on and just create a static trunk and move on, because I don't know what they were trying to get me to explain there. Because we had a trunk and then it came down. Let's see. One and 2. Okay, so let's do this. I'm gonna default these interfaces and then and create a trunk like we did on the other side, and we'll do .1Q this time too. 5 and 6. Let's default those. So we'll erase those, right? Interface range or default. We'll default those. FAST 105 5 through 6. So now we're pretty much erasing all of that. And then they didn't, remember, just like what, we did D1, right? Let me make sure. Yeah, we did D1. Just like what Morningstar mentioned, it makes sense since P01 is trunking on a native VLAN. So if the same is not on the right, it will cause issues, right? The frame's black hole. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, which is what Kevin mentioned. You might want to check whether the native VLAN actually got sent to VLAN 999. There was no VLAN 99 for one, and that's probably what brought our port channel down. I don't know if that they didn't even say that's what they wanted us to see. But once we did that, I knew something was going to break if we have this side as native VLAN's 999 and that side as native VLAN is 1. I knew it did not look right to me. I don't know what they was trying to demonstrate there, but you know, if y'all want me to fix that and hopefully that come back up while we work on this side, but I'm just going to statically form a trunk on this side so that way we can get on with the show. And let's see, D1. So let's I'm going to statically form a trunk here, and then we'll go with the port channel PAgP here on this side, right? So 5 and 6 interface range 105, 5 and 6. Y'all know I like to shut it down, and I don't care. Switch port trunk encapsulation. We'll do .1Q this time. Switch port mode trunk. And then we'll do the other side. And then they wanted us to do a channel group 2. So they wanted us to do port channel 2 from this side. And then do that non-silent that I was mentioning. So right now we are on .1Q, or what else we needed to do here. Let's statically set this side as a trunk as well. 1 and 2 on A1. Right, A1. And those guys are down, right? We left them by default, so they should theoretically just start trunking. But I'm gonna statically set them as a trunk because I don't know what the hell they was trying to demonstrate there. So interface range FAST 10. Yeah, I know I was feeling that book for a second, man, but 101 through 2. We'll do switch port trunk encapsulation .1Q, and then switch port mode trunk, and then what else we wanted to do. Let's go ahead and bring the other side down. Make sure it actually forms a trunk between those two ports. So we'll go to D1. Yeah, D1. No, shut that bad boy. Get on the knees, pray to the network gods. What he said? No. Oh yeah, you was mentioning about the native VLAN mismatch. So that's probably what brought our port channel down. I'm not too sure. We'll check that in a second. So 5 and 6 came up. Show interfaces trunk. Are we trunking on 5 and 6 now? Trunk. Yeah, we are. Good to go. And we did .1Q. That looks a little bit better. Are we trunking on the other side? So we're trunking on this side. We need to make sure we're trunking on that side. A1, where's A1? A1 sauce. A1. Looks like 1 and 2 came up. Are we trunking on that side now? We should have what? Well, PO1 came down, so I don't think that's going to be trunking. We should have just 1 and 2 trunking. Right? Interface is trunk. Excuse me. Yes. Also, PO1 is still up, but I believe that is our issue there. We'll see. Get the fuck out of my face. All right. So yeah, now we're trunking on that side. Now they want us to look at this. Let's see, 1 and 2. They want us to create port channel number 2. So we'll go to, actually, while we do this, while we create this port channel, bloop, let's change this back to 1. And then we'll come back and take a look at that in a little second, right? So A1's PO1, right? We need to get rid of that. I don't know what the hell they was trying to demonstrate with that. Do show run interface PO1, right? And we'll get rid of this shit right here. Interface PO. But they didn't even say, hey, your port channel is gonna go down because of whatever. But we'll see. No, that, right? And we'll come back and take a look at that later because they came down later. We're gonna create port channel 2 on A1, right? So Go to global config mode, interface range. So we're going to these interfaces right here, 1 and 2. FAST 102. Sorry, 101 through 2. And then group 2. We don't do 1. We already have 1 on this side, right? So this right here is PO1. So we're going to do this one as PO2. So he has two. He has knowledge of 2 port channels, PO1 and PO2, which we'll see in a second, right? So channel group 2, mode was it? We want to do PAgP. So just like Morningstar mentioned, one side got to be desirable and auto, or desirable and desirable. I'm gonna go with desirable for now, right? And then they wanted to demonstrate the non-silent mode right here. Start negotiation only after data packets is received. By default, it is silent. So we'll do non-silent, like they said. That should create the other port channel. And then I think we got to do a port channel on the other side too. So we should do the same thing on the other side. They didn't tell us to do it, but we're going to do it anyway. D1, right? So we created PO2 between these guys right here. Here, let me get rid of all this. This side is PO port channel 2, right? So we want to make it a port channel with this right here, with these 2 guys right here, right? So let's take a look at our port channels so far. Show, y'all know my favorite command, show EtherChannel summary. No M. And see, there's nothing there because we haven't even created the PO2 on the other side, right? I'm on D1. That's why I'm gonna need to be on this side, A1. What am I doing? There he is, right there. So EtherChannel sum. He should know about 1 and 2. There they go. 1. There's no protocol there. Why? Because this was a static EtherChannel. That's this right here. And then PO2, which is theoretically this guy. S and D, it is down because we haven't even brought up the other side yet. Is independently working, right? IT standalone, which lets us know only these guys are participating in the port channel. So we should remember we turned these guys down. Didn't we turn these guys down, or was it that guy? I believe it was this side that we turned them down, and then they should theoretically form an ether channel. So let's see. Let's go back to D1. Didn't we shut those guys down? No, we no shut it. So let's take a look at 5 and 6. Trunk. So 5 and 6 are still up and they're trunking. We want to put those guys in the port channel. Show interfaces. So show EtherChannel sum. Doesn't know anything. So let's do this. Let's see what else they wanted us to do. See, they didn't even tell us they wanted us done on the other side, but we're going to do it on the other side anyway because we know we want to create a port channel, right? And we'll call it port channel 2. And they didn't want us to change it again? Oh, heck no. Oh, okay. So they want us to. So we'll have to have the native VLAN on 999 on all of them. That's what they're going to have us do. So we'll have 999 here. I wrote a P. The hell. We'll have 999 as the native VLAN here. 999 on this side, and then 999 on that side. I'm gonna leave that step for last. And then we'll take a look at our port channels as a whole. So on D1. We'll create port channel 2. Let's go to D1 and put those guys in port channel 2, right? So go to global config mode, interface, range, FAST, right? These guys right here, 5 and 6. 105 through 6. I had a brain fart there. Channel group 2 mode. What side we did? We did this side. What did we do on that side? We did desirable, right? So I will do desirable on the other side as well, on this side. So we did desirable here. We'll do desirable on that side, and hopefully we'll form an ether channel. Desirable. They did non-silent. We'll do that. We'll do that if y'all want to. They're creating port channel 2. It's down. The physical interfaces are coming back up. Port channel 2 is up. So now it looks like these guys finally formed a port channel. I don't know what the heck they was. Maybe I got mixed up with the steps. I didn't even see where I got lost at over there. But now we have a port channel on this side as well as a port channel on that side. So we're gonna have to do the same thing over here with between these guys. But I'm probably not gonna follow how they did it. So let's see. Now let's see. Port A1 should have both of his port channels. Remember how they looked like when we said on A1 what they were? This port channel was SNU, it was working, right? PO1, which was this side. Now we'll have PO2 on that side, and that should be not SD, but it should theoretically say SU, and then have a different, no, it'll be just that protocol right there, PAgP, which is Cisco proprietary, right? So now I'll show ether channel summary, ether channel. This is another one. If you just leave out the summary, it breaks down every, like, port that's in the ether channel, how long it's been up, and all this other stuff. Well, actually, you got to do detail, right? Show ether channel, port channel. Where is it? Port channel, and then detail. Not detail. You actually have to pick one. You do that, and then it'll show you how long it's been up. 34 minutes. That's how long I'll be rambling for. What ports are in it, and etc. Right? 5 minutes for that one. That's the one we just brought up. PO2. Right? Y'all with me so far? It just gives you a lot, really detailed information. Sometimes a little too much information. Unless you're doing some really nitty-gritty troubleshooting, which we're not doing. We're just doing a simple 3-switch lab here. So now, my favorite command is it just shows all that information summarized. Show ether channel summary. That's PO1. No protocol, right? Statically set this side. And then PO2 is PAgP, which is this side right here. Right? Now we got up and up. So we're good to go. We got a port channel here. We got a port channel here. Lastly, we got to do this side, and then we'll put them all in native VLAN and see if that fucks it up. What did they say here? I don't even know what the heck am I on with this guy, man. I don't know if I'm gonna keep going with this guy, man, or I might just do it on my own and then. Let's see. Implement ether channel using LACP. So we did static over here. We did PAgP on this side, which this is a very common way to demonstrate ether channels. They have you do all three, so that way you learn how the keywords and how they work. Like they have you do one side. There's 3 types of ether channel protocols, right? There's static, PAgP, and LACP. They just having us do it on 3 different sides. So now we're gonna do again. This side is LACP, right? Let's see. They want us to verify the trunks are operational. I don't even think we created trunks on this side. So let's see. Configure the ports interconnecting D1 and D2, right? So D1 and D2 as static trunk ports with the switch port non-negotiate command. So we only got to do one side, and it should theoretically, no, that's not true. But we'll see. If we do show interfaces trunk on, let's do D1. We're gonna go on D1. Let's get rid of all this. Let's get rid of all this. Look like my daughter's handwriting over here. What the hell's going on here? Show D1. Show interfaces trunk. He probably just has those guys that are at the access layer trunking. PO2. So PO2 is trunking. We need to make sure that these guys right here are trunking. But they wanted us to do it with. They wanted us to do. Oh, that's why the starter config, because they had a different starter configuration. That's why. They had a different starter configuration. And y'all know I wipe my switches clean before I start my labs and stuff. So I actually have to make them a trunk. Let's see how they did it. Let's see how they did it. Let's see. Leave they. Yeah, they just put them in trunk. They statically set it as a trunk, and the other side should become a trunk. So let's just do interface range command on both sides, on this side right here, and it should statically form a trunk on that side. 1 through 4, right? Mine is not gig 1 through 4. It is, let's see, what do I got? FAST 1 through 4. So I'm going to go to D1, global config mode. I forgot. This book, that's the trick. That's why, man, this is why I've been getting mixed, like I said, mixed reactions or mixed reviews about this book, because you actually have to be like in the Cisco Network Academy to like get the startup configuration files for this book and stuff like that. And then from there, there's a lot of stuff that you don't have to do. Well, like I said, I have my switches here, and I don't have those startup configs, so I actually have to do everything manually, and I was just kind of skipping steps here. So let's go 1 through 4. So FAST interface range FAST 101 through 4. All right, so I'm going to do these guys right here. We'll put it in .1Q, and then statically form, have it statically form a trunk with that side right there. Right, so switch port, trunk, encapsulation, we'll do .1Q since that's our favorite in trunk encapsulation. Switch port mode, trunk, and then that should theoretically bring all these interfaces down, bounce that ass and bring it back up. And then let's do a show interfaces trunk. Remember, we did that before. We didn't have anything trunking, right? No, where did we do it? We did it right here. We did have something trunking. It was PO2, which is this side right here was trunking. Now, hopefully, this side is trunking. Let's get underneath for the network guys. The show interfaces trunk. We should have 2 trunks now, right? Or 5 rather. We got the physical interfaces trunking plus that PO2, right? So 1 through 4, right? These guys right here, 1 through 4. And then PO2 on this side, PO2 is trunking. And then they basically want us to put all these guys in a port channel, LACP, right? So, like I said, I like to shut my interfaces down. Are we still in that range mode? No, we're not. Global config mode, interface range, FAST 101 through 4. Shut them bad boys down. And then I want to see what else they did before we did all that. We're about to wrap this up, this lab. We'll wrap up this lab here in a second. Y'all kind of quiet. Y'all just watching, observing. Hit me with that like button. Make sure you subscribe. We're almost done here, y'all. What is the last thing they wanted us to demonstrate? Yeah, they just did the native VLAN on all 3 EtherChannels is what it looked like there. What was the last thing they did? I just want to see what the last thing they did. Create the LACP. I'm gonna do both sides active too. So we're gonna do, remember, just like Morningstar said in the chat over there, right? We have to do, if you're gonna do for LACP, you're gonna do active on this side, then the other side has to be what? Passive. Or vice versa. Or if you do active on this side, then the other side can be active, and that should form a LACP port channel. So let's do active and passive. I'm going to do active on this side, and then passive on the other side, and then I shut them down. So channel group, let's make sure we don't do PO2, right? We got PO2 on this side, right? Am I on the right switch too? D1, yep. So let's say we'll call it port channel 3 on this one, right? Channel group 3 mode active is creating port channel 3. I'm gonna do channel 3 on this side as well. We'll call it PO3 there also. So let's go to this side. We should theoretically see a trunk on D2, right? Which probably came down. Yes, it did, because we shut it down. So let's put ports 1 through 4 in port channel 3. Is that what we did over here? Yes, we did. 1 through 4, so global config mode. We're going to put, again, these guys right here, 1 through 4 in PO3. We about to wrap this up. Y'all. Interface range FAST 1001 through 4. Switch port. I'm sorry. Yeah, we don't need to do all that. Channel group 3 mode. We'll do passive. We did active on the other side, right? We did. Y'all know I got the memory of a goldfish, man. We did active on that side. Let's do passive on the other side. We'll do passive on this side. Creating port channel 3. Let's see what we got so far. Do show EtherChannel sum. You should probably have just the PO1, right? This was the one that came down. We need to fix that. I want to fix that. Oh, that's probably what happened. Let's see, PO3. Interesting. We're missing 4 there. Oh, there he is. I was like, what the hell? What happened to 4? There he is right there. So we got those guys are in 4, but it's down, right? Because the other side is down. Once we bring it back up, we should have a PO3 formed in LACP mode. Right, so let's bring that other side up. Go to A or D1 over here. No shut. Get on our knees. Pray to the network gods. 1 through 4 is up. What happened to PO3? PO3 is now up. There he is right there. So now let's do a show EtherChannel summary. We got a whole bunch of stuff coming at us right here, right? Show EtherChannel sum. We're almost done, y'all. Now we have a oh, there it is right there. LACP. So this guy right here, this is one logical trunk right here. Or one logical ether channel right there. So even though there's 4 individual cables, they're all forming one port channel. And that's port channel 3. And we have an SU. That's good to go. So we have he has PO2 and PO3 on this side. P2 and P3. 2 and 3. So he's good to go. We need to fix, I believe we needed to fix this side over here that came down, right? Didn't we? So we're good. We're good here. Got a green. We're good here. We're good here. I believe this one came down for some reason. Let's see. We got a little bonus troubleshooting here. What was it? A1? Let's look at A1. It's perspective. And see what we did with that. Show EtherChannel sum. It should have been 3 and 4. It is up on this side. It must have came back up. I guess when we took off the that native VLAN. Let's see here. Makes sense. I just read that this manual and the study guide for Cisco Enterprise. Yeah, exactly. I like the fact we can figure this out on our own from scratch manually. You got to appreciate it. So yeah, that's the thing about this book. Like I said, you have to have like some starter configurations that they give you once you're like a student for like Cisco Network Academy, which I don't know why they have it available on retail on Amazon and shit like that. If you just like want to buy it on your own, you actually have to be a student of it. And I learned that after the fact. I actually bought it, returned it, and I bought it again. I was like, let me see what this book is about, and I want to at least use it on my channel. Now, I believe Kelvin mentioned that too. He was like, I don't know about that book, man. I wanted to throw it in the dumpster. And I'm starting to feel that way about this book too. But it is what it is. We did it from scratch. We got some port channels up. He knows about 1 and 2. Didn't something come down? I thought, let's see. A1 looks like he got his port channels. He knows about port channels 1 and 2, which is right here. This is 1 and that is 2. Right? So he is good to go. I thought it came down. Remember that message we saw earlier? Where was it? This right here? No. Where is it? It came down. Where did he come down at? We had some messages that said it came down. I don't know what happened to it. There. It was in here. Down. I don't know what happened to that message. That it said it came down. Maybe it was on this side, on D2. Let's look at D2. Look at D2. If he has knowledge of 2 interfaces or 2 port channels, then we should be done. We should be good to go. Show interface trunk. Not trunk. Yes. So he does have those 2 port channels. Let's do show EtherChannel sum. Yeah, I guess it came up. he knows about one over here, and no, one over here, and then 3 over here. So I don't know. I thought one of them turned down. I thought we had some bonus troubleshooting to do, but I guess not. Y'all run me my likes, man. Subscribe to my channel. If you don't know, we are following this large study guide, and I might want to delete this right here, man. Like I said, I have mixed feelings about this book, man. I don't know. We'll keep it in the guide, but I'll probably just do them on my own and then not demonstrate with it. But I like the fact that they have like a teacher's manual, and then they have the student manual and stuff like that. And I just like, I don't want to give up on this book just yet. But anyways, this is the study sheet that we're using here. Basically what I did was I took all the exam topics from the ENCOR exam and then found some YouTube videos on each of those topics in the official cert guide, which is Cisco's book by Cisco Press. Shows you where in the book you can find those topics and stuff like that. What else I wanted to do? I found some stuff for Pluralsight, which I have a subscription at my job, CBT Nuggets, YouTube videos on all of these topics right here, right? Some of this stuff is non-applicable, right? So, for example, in the ENCOR manual, you can't, I guess you could do process and CEF, but there's no specific lab specific for it. Or, for example, what's this right here? There's an X there because you can't troubleshoot. They don't have any books for wireless local area networks or any kind of like Wi-Fi labs or anything like that. That's why there's an X there. And also, the good folks at BookSawNetSim gifted me with a promotional copy, so I'll be doing some demonstrations from those labs, from these labs as well. I broke down where we can get this stuff, so I guess we can highlight and everything. And when you get a copy of this spreadsheet here, you'll see some highlights. That's stuff that I've already covered. Similar to, yes, y'all know Jeremy's IT Lab. I don't know if y'all know about the guy. He's a great YouTuber as well. He does a lot of stuff on CCNA stuff. A lot of stuff that are similar to mine. But he focused primarily on CCNA stuff. I was as well, but then, you know, I said I wanted to start doing some stuff from CCNP. Where was that? All the stuff that we did, I said, was highlighted in green, just like this right here. But anyways, if you want to copy this, make sure you join my Discord server. Here is a invite to it, and you can get a copy of that Discord server. Bloop. A copy of that spreadsheet. What the hell am I saying? And keep it as a reference. I might just do that. I might just keep it as a reference and probably not use it in these streams anymore because it's just jumbled up on what they want me to demonstrate and what they want us to see. And not only that, I don't have the starter configurations. I probably would, or maybe I should just better prepare myself before I do the stream when I'm looking at this, so that way I see what they want me to demonstrate and stuff like that. But I got a job, I got a kid, and I got a life, man. Shit, I think I'm streaming all day and stuff like that. But that is an invite to the Discord server. If you can get a copy of that spreadsheet right there, and that's the stuff that we're following. Everything we're done with, I highlighted in green just like that. And I may do some stuff. I may stream some of this stuff on my own. Or see some of it on my own. I may do some of this stuff on my own, but whatever I do stream, you know, you'll see it highlighted in green also. So make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe. We typically stream Monday to Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if I do have some extra time to do some streaming, I'll let you know in Discord server. You know, I have Discord on my phone, so or if I cancel a stream, I'll let you know, guys. Let you guys know on Discord as well. Was there anything else? Anybody has any other questions on this? On ether channels and port channels and stuff like that. Morningstar put some really good notes on the different modes. If you want to do PAgP, if you want to do a PAgP port channel, one side got to be active, the other side got to be passive, or they can be both active. Oh no, I'm sorry, desirable and desirable, or desirable and auto. If it's if you want to do LACP, you do active and passive, or active and active. If you want to do a static ether channel, you just do on both sides, right? You can't do desirable and auto and auto if you want to do an LACP port channel. It won't form because they're both passive types of modes for an ether channel, for an LACP ether channel, right? I hope I didn't confuse y'all, but look in the chat or just rewatch the stream. For now, comment, like, subscribe to the network.